The airport in December is all the same gray. I remember that. Not the city I was leaving or the one I was going to, just the gray of the windows and the way my carry-on kept falling over. I'd signed everything 3 weeks earlier. Not because I wanted to, but because I'd stopped being able to tell the difference between fighting and drowning. He explained it to me slowly. Like I was a child, that by moving overseas, I was forfeiting the apartment, that I'd made my choice, that the lawyers agreed I believed him. That's the part that took me months to understand. Not that he lied, I knew he could lie, but that I believed him anyway, because I was so tired and he was so loud and I just wanted it to be over. I teach now. English to adults who work during the day and come to class at night with tired eyes and good pens. My apartment is above a bakery. The neighbor below plays guitar at 9 p.m. every night. Always the same 3 chords, never a full song. I don't have a television. I read. I walk. I learn the names of trees that don't grow where I used to live. I thought that was the whole story. Woman leaves. Woman starts over. Woman becomes small and quiet in a place where no one knows her history. That's not nothing, but it's not what I'd planned. The wedding was on a Sunday in June. I know because someone I haven't spoken to since college sent me a screenshot on Instagram, no caption. Just the photo, white flowers, her in something sleeveless. Him in the suit we picked out together 3 years earlier, back when picking out suits together felt like a future. I stared at it for maybe a minute. Then I closed the app and made tea. His sister called me 3 hours later. She was breathless in that way people get when they can't wait to tell you something but also don't know how. "You won't believe what happened," she said. And I almost said try me, but I didn't. She told me about the guest. The guest was an old family friend, retired military, the kind of man who asks direct questions because he's never learned not to. He'd helped with some paperwork months earlier, something about the building, something about visas, and he was genuinely curious how it had all worked out. During the reception, between the toast and the cake, he found my ex-husband by the bar. "The visas came through then," the man asked, "for both of you." My ex-husband smiled, the confused smile. The "what are you talking about" smile. The man continued, because that's who he was. "For the apartment. You said you needed to be married to keep it. Something about foreign nationals and the ownership change. I was just wondering if it all went smoothly." My ex-husband went pale, not dramatically, not for the camera, just a slow, quiet drain, like watching someone realize they've left the stove on 3 hours after leaving the house. He said something like, "We'll talk later," and moved toward the cake. But his new wife was watching, too. She was young, but she wasn't stupid. That's what his sister said, and I believe it. During the dancing, she found the retired man and asked him casually what he'd meant. He told her everything. The building had changed ownership regulations 6 months before our divorce, new restrictions. Foreign nationals couldn't hold title unless they were married to a citizen. If my ex-husband divorced me and didn't remarry within 90 days, he'd lose the apartment. If he remarried someone else, he'd have to put it in both their names, which meant she'd have to sign, which meant she'd have to agree. He'd never told her any of this. She finished the evening. She smiled for the photographs. She cut the cake. The next morning, she met with a lawyer. I learned the rest in fragments. She filed for annulment, not divorce. Fraud, misrepresentation. She got it. The apartment went into legal dispute. He couldn't afford the mortgage and the legal fees alone. He sold at a loss 6 months later. She moved back to her parents' house. I don't know what happened to her after that. I got nothing. I didn't want anything by then, but I got something anyway. 7 months after the wedding, I'm grading papers at my kitchen table. The window is open. The neighbor is playing guitar. The bakery closed an hour ago. My phone buzzes. A text from a number I don't recognize. "I'm sorry, I didn't know. Claire!" I read it 3 times. I think about writing back. I think about telling her it's not her fault. I think about asking if she's okay, if she lost the apartment too, if she's living somewhere small and quiet now, learning the names of trees. But I don't. Not because I'm angry, I'm not anymore, but because there's nothing to say that would mean anything. She didn't wrong me. He did. And he wronged her too, just differently. We're not sisters in survival. We're just two women who married the same man and got different kinds of quiet. I put the phone down. The paper I'm grading is about sentence structure. A student has written, after the rain, the street is clean but wet. I circle it. Good sentence. True sentence. I look out the window. The street below is dry. It hasn't rained in weeks. I don't feel vindicated. I don't feel like I won. I just feel like I stopped losing finally. And it happened while I was somewhere else making tea, not watching. He didn't get to keep everything. That's not the same as me getting something back. But it's enough. I pick up my pen. The next paper is waiting. The neighbor starts playing again. Same 3 chords. Still not a full song. I don't mind anymore.